Greetings, YouTube. Happy Wasp Day. As weird as that sounds, hopefully too many people haven't been stung by the wasp. And I have to say that I'm pretty excited to make this video because I try to be as objective as possible, and I teach marketing and social media, and I talk about how public relations really is the backbone to any successful company, especially in 2018, in the age where if you screw up and you are rude to your consumer base, they can really have the power to make it harder for you to get your reputation back. And even in Marvel Contest of Champions, we know that as users, we have power, not only purchasing power to not buy things and to hurt the bottom line of a company, but also to leave reviews, to leave one-star reviews if we don't like something, to leave hopefully objective but also truthful comments that talk about just the shadiness that can go on, and certainly there's been a lot of shadiness to talk about. But yesterday was July 4th. As many of you know, after watching my video, I was given the wrong crystal for the 10K final unit offer. Instead of getting the newer champions, I got the older champions, and I pulled a Corvus, which I have to be honest, I have not been able to get a Corvus in any form besides 3-star, so I've literally never used him. I've just fought him in quests and in the arena, and so I didn't know too much about him. And as it turns out, from so many of you awesome people who have messaged me on the Line app especially, Corvus is like an amazing pool, and somebody that I'm actually pretty excited to start ranking up once I have the materials. So I wasn't sure how they were going to handle this. I just knew that this was a test for Kabam to say and do what they have said that they are committed to after the recent boycott. And I have to say, Kabam deserves to be applauded. And I feel kind of nervous making this video because every time I start to get excited about the way that they handle customer relationships, they flip and they do something shady and they do something that completely contradicts what they said they wouldn't do a week before. So I hope this is not the eye of the hurricane, but instead is turning over a new leaf for the relationship between the community and the company. So this is the official post from today about what they're going to do regarding the situation that affected me and so many other people yesterday. Summoners, thank you all for your patience as we met to discuss our plan of action in regards to the issue with the marvelous crystal included in the Spectacular Summoners bundle. At this time, we've come up with a solution that we think you all will like. All summoners that purchased all 3 tiers of the Spectacular Summoners bundle and received the incorrect crystal will be granted the correct crystal in addition to the crystal that they have already received. That is amazing. That means I get to try out and keep this Corvus, and ironically, maybe even dupe him since he is also in the newer crystal as well. Now, many other summoners did not receive the wrong crystal, but to even this out, and this is really the impressive part of this public relations attempt, any summoner that has purchased or purchases all 3 tiers of the Spectacular Summoners bundle and received the correct crystal will be granted the other crystal as well. So some of you could have got a 5-star Corvus, a 5-star Domino, a 5-star Iron Man Infinity War, and still get like a 5-star Killmonger or a 5-star Gladiator Hulk. So yes, this means that if you purchase the crystal before the bundle expires, which of course now as of filming the bundle has expired, you will receive both crystals. As for a timeline, we have to wait until the offer expires before we can pull the list of users that purchased it and then separate those into which summoners received which crystal. Combine this with the other compensation that we are working on. So this is a great confirmation to those of you who have claimed Kabam is not going to give any compensation for the crazy long outage that we had, and then I think a very short outage after that. That is wrong. They are promising us that they are going to give us some compensation, and hopefully it's going to be fairly significant, and we expect to have your second crystals out sometime next week. So next week's a little bit of a bummer, but that also gives kind of like a random attempt at new content and a new crystal opening. Thank you all for sticking with us today while we work this all out. So I have to say, I have read so many of these posts by Kabam moderators, and this was one of the best I have ever seen. What they did was they didn't put blame on the community. They didn't try to make an excuse. This isn't a frame rate, right? They weren't being like, oh, it's a visual glitch. What a lot of people expected was, hey, well, you opened the crystal. You knew that it was the bad crystal, so it's your fault. We're not going to replace it. There were people who were so convinced that nothing was going to happen in favor of the community after being burned so many times that they basically commented on my video and was like, hey, you opened the crystal. You deserve to get what you get. And after so many times where Kabam Kabam's kind of said that, especially most recently to the 6-star featured gaff that was the pretty much the exact same thing that happened to those people, and they're still waiting, a lot of them, to get any sort of compensation for that. I can understand why people expected nothing, but Kabam gave us something major. And I also want to point out this was a really, really smart marketing move on their part, because this was 10,000 units, and when you combine the other two offers, it was 15,000 units to purchase all 3 bundles. That's $500 worth of units. So they knew 2 things. One, somebody just spent a lot of money on units, and we should not tick them off. And 2, and this was the really brilliant strategy, this came out before the offers originally expired, and that could have actually motivated some people who, say, got the first 2 tiers of the offer and knew with the 3rd tier they would not only get the correct crystal, but also an additional 5-star crystal, potentially of a really great champion like Corvus or Proxima Midnight or Gladiator Hulk, Killmonger, etc., that they could get even more value with it, and that might have actually motivated them to spend more money than they would have otherwise, thanks to this announcement and the timing of it. So it was great for public relations and probably for their bank account as well. Now, I want to say this. I am putting this out on July 5th. The boycott that I have been full adamantly a part of is July 6th. And as of this moment, I still plan on being part of that boycott. I am not going to be somebody who, just because of a couple of positive public relations things, actually thinks that everything is right. But at the same time, I don't want to be the only one that boycotts. I don't want to be the person that, like, runs into the war with shield and sword in hand and then looks back for everybody and sees nothing but, like, a tumbleweed roll across the desert. So I don't know if you are planning on actually boycotting. I still see messages talking about logging out on the 6th, which is why I have no live streams planned, no openings planned, really nothing planned, because I really want to be the voice of the average summoner that feels like they're still not being heard. So if you are still planning on the boycott, and if you would still like me to continue, just comment below and let me know. I just don't want to be the only one, right? I don't want to be the person that's like, haha, that guy, he thinks he's actually doing something, but no one else cares anymore. Yeah, I don't want that to happen, but I do want to be somebody that really encourages the community, and even after a great day like today, I'm still sticking with what the community wants to do. So comment below and let me know. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and kudos to you, Kabam. You have done something that really is a win-win for everyone, including your own pocketbook. And maybe you have learned from this, and God willing, fingers crossed and toes crossed, we can count on you to do something similar in the future if this, God forbid, happens again. Have a good day, YouTube. Thanks for watching.